everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on my spooky witchy swamp core island Thistle, and we're going to be building for a special creepy little frog today. You can probably guess which frog villager I'm talking about just by looking at my outfit, but we'll talk about him in a second. Before we get stuck into today's video, I'd love it if you could like, comment and subscribe. Come and join the Jellybean family. Now I'm going to show you the villager whose house we were building in last week's video. Now I managed to keep it a surprise the whole video, but this is the villager who we were building for. And if you guessed Rodeo, you were correct. He currently has Jeremiah visiting, who isn't staying on my island, but congratulations to everyone who guessed correctly. You clearly play way too much Animal Crossing, just like I do. Now we're going to be quickly looking at the map, and this is where we're going to be building today. We've got the top left corner here. The terraforming is coming along quite nicely on this island, so I'm super happy with that. It is now time though to make a start on our little froggy's house. So this little frog is Rattle. You may or may not have heard of him before. He's not a very popular villager, but I think he's perfect for Spooky Island, so that's why I wanted to have him on this one. And we're going to be building him kind of a different type of area than what I've been building everywhere else on this island, so that should be fun. So I basically want to build Rattle a little lab area. So we're going to be using a lot of the electronical looking items and things like that. You'll see what I mean as we build this area. I want to make this area feel a bit closed in because I feel like, you know, if you've got your own little lab and stuff and doing experiments, you don't want everyone else to see what you're doing and be able to see in easily to your yard to see what's going on. You want to keep everything a secret. So that's why I'm doing this for Rattle. To make it feel closed in, I'm going to just be using trees, because I still want you to be able to see into his yard, because otherwise what's the point in decorating it if you can't see it at all? Like, that's a bit pointless. Now I've just popped down some of the swamp code I've been using around on the island. We have that awkward straight line there where the grass meets the code itself, and we will be covering that up with items and wheat field. This is the best way to make it look more natural. As you can see currently, I'm putting down some wheat field and it really does hide that really straight line and makes it look like the swamp is blending into the grass nicely. Also, where I've planted some of the bamboo trees in between some of the different swamp codes, you can see the grass. Now, I'm not too happy about seeing that, so I will be covering up with barrels or any other items. So if you're having the same issue, I suggest you try the same. This can work for any sort of water code or any code in general. Maybe you want to use a dirt path and put a tree in the middle of it, and you don't like the square grass that you can see through the dirt path because you've had to put the tree there, then just cover it with items, wheat field, barrels, anything. It just cover it up and it definitely makes everything look more realistic. Now take this corner for example. You see that corner of terraforming there? I will be going back along later and covering that weird corner up so it doesn't look so strange with the custom code on the floor, because we're going to carry on this swamp code all the way down so it meets the other bit of swamp code that I have, and yeah, just basically filling it all in. Now here we have another example of some bamboo trees that I've put down, and I will be putting wheat field around those so that you can't see those awkward bits of grass. Now, like I said, you don't have to use the wheat field item. If you don't like the wheat field or the wheat field doesn't fit in with the theme that you're doing, just use other items. You can use anything, like I did with the barrel just there. So we'll go back to that section in a minute. I want to make a start on behind Rattle's house. So I need to do another line of terraforming just here. So I've got that top bit a little bit bigger because I do want to build up there in a later video. I want to start by placing down some medieval walls. And you might be thinking, well, they're not very swamp-like, but I promise and hope that it will make sense in the end and it will look quite nice, I hope. I'm going to be building some more medieval walls on the layer above. So hopefully it will look like some sort of old building or something. Well, that's what I'm going for anyway. Also, thought these tank items were perfect. They add that lab feel to the area and you can see them from in front of Rattle's house, so that's definitely a plus for me. I wasn't too sure if I was going to like the rusted look of them at first and thought I might have had to change the colour, but I actually kind of like that. It makes them look really old. Now, you know what I'm going to be putting there? I'm going to be putting some vines on that angled bit of terraforming to cover up that awkwardness. And then I realised you can't really see it anyway from this angle, but that's okay because I know it's covered. I want to put a little bit of decking down for Rattle, so I'm going to put some items on top of it. Now, by the way, all the codes that I'm using in today's video can be found listed in the description down below. So if there's any you like that you want to use on your island, you'll find the MAs down there. So we've reached the part of the video where I'm just popping down some flowers, some bushes, some glowing moss and some weeds and things. And then we got this really awesome medicine cabinet that I don't think I've ever used in a build before, so I was very excited to use that. Definitely looks perfect outside Rattle's house and gives that lab vibe. Also, this lab chair, look what it does. It glows. It's so spooky. I don't think I've ever used that item either, but I like it. We've obviously popped a little leaf pile there to cover up that weird corner that I didn't like between the decking and the dirt path. Now, back behind Raddle's house, I've decided to use a gear apparatus thing. I can't remember what it's called. It's gears and metal pipes. I also have those customized in the rusted coloration to match the tanks, and yeah, I really do like that color. So I have this patch of land next to Raddle's house that I'm just popping down some dirt path on. I'm probably not going to go too much further than this because I want to fit Roswell in here somewhere, and there's not too much space left around the swamp, but we're just going to fill this with some machinery as well. This item that I've just placed down is the unknown machine, I believe it's called, and we've got that customized in the damage customization. And then the other one here, the big one, is the amazing machine. Now, if you saw my Petri build on Pumpkaboo, you know I've already used that machine over there, and it's in a different color, but I really do like it in this damage color as well. I don't know why, I just like it. By the way, just having a flashback of my last video I built on Thistle for Rodeo's house. When I said about the pirate barrel and how it made me want to do a pirate island, and everyone was like, yes, do pirate island. Well, these items here, so the amazing machine and the unknown machine, make me want to do a trash core island. Don't know what it is about them, they just give me trash core vibes, and I would love to do a trash core island. I know I've said that many times before, so I'll probably end up doing one in the future. But it seems like I'm going to be doing a pirate island as well. Now, I will say to those who are the pirate island fans, I will do a pirate island, but I have got 2 more islands planned first. So we'll probably start the pirate island after those 2. Also, by the way, open to any other island ideas anyone has. I don't mind changing it up, doing different ones each time. I feel like that keeps the game fresh for me. So yeah, ideas are welcome. So we just pop more wheat field down, of course, because you know I would. I want to cover that awkward lineup that I was talking about. And then I had to add pumpkins somewhere because even though this isn't a Halloween island, it's still set in autumn and I feel like there'll be pumpkins everywhere. Now we turn these around so that we don't see the jack-o'-lantern face. And they just look like giant pumpkins have been decorated around the swamp area. And yeah, I kind of like that. We've gone back over to the right side now of Raddle's house, and I just need to get rid of this awkward corner here. I don't like it. I'm going to corner it off and obviously put some vines on there to make it look more natural, of course. And we're just going to finish the terraforming there. I'm probably not going to go much further than that in this build because, like I said, I want to fit Roswell in, so I need to make sure he has enough space. Now here I've just popped down some glowing moss jars and we've popped some books up there on top of the medicine cabinet, and yeah, it just kind of completes the area a little bit more. I feel like sometimes going around and adding the little details really does help finish off a build. And now over here we're just filling in this gap with some glowing moss, and we've got a glowing moss boulder there customized in the green, so it goes with the swampy vibes that we're going for. I think the glowing moss items are perfect, especially if you're going to set your DA at nighttime, which I'm probably going to do for this island. I feel like seeing all the lights glowing in the nighttime will definitely add to the creepy feel because of the lights I've chosen. I have quite a few tiki torches around my island. I'm probably going to add some more. I also have a few of the light archways, and hopefully all those lights together will give kind of like a spooky feel to this swamp. I just want to go back over here now and finish this swamp area off. We're going to go along and add some lily pad details. I like to do this afterwards because I feel like it's just easier for me to just put the green down so I know how much space I have, and then do the little details afterwards. After we finish with the lily pad details, I will be covering that corner up because I really don't like how it looks with the custom codes next to it. I wish we could cover that up with a code, but I understand why we can't. So to cover it up, firstly, we're going to put some vines there on that angled bit of terraforming, and then we're literally just going to chuck down some wheat field. It definitely covers up all those awkward lines, and we've also covered up some more awkward lines over by the other house. By the way, that other house, I realised I've never mentioned whose house that was. That is Marcel's house. Marcel lives here now. It was just a random decision to have him, and he's kind of cute. I love him. I have one more thing left to place, and that's this pirate barrel, and then we have finished the build, so let's have a little look around. So there we have it, we have finished the build for Raddle today, and look how cool that looks in the background. I love those tanks. Now remember, if you enjoyed this video, to like, comment and subscribe, come and join the Jellybean family. Have a lovely day my friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!